It's in my every. It says we'll never part. Can't you see that we can spend eternity? Our lives were really meant to be together from the start. No one else could fill my life with ecstasy. No one else, it seems, could make me care. What is left is just a memory that's so empty and so unfair. Melody, I'll write another melody, and this time from the start you'll see I'll write it from the heart. And words that say, come to me, stay with me. Won't you stay with me? No one else could fill my life with ecstasy. No one else, it seems, could make me care. What is left is just a memory that's so empty and so unfair. Melody, I'll write another melody, and this time from the start you'll see I'll write it from the heart. And words that say, come to me. Words that say, come to me, stay with me. Won't you stay with me? Stay with me.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Goodness.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe. Yes, thank you. Thank you, mi gente. Thank you. Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe on a beautiful Thursday afternoon. We got IG going if you want to check us out on the IG. Apparently, I found out that if you have my number, you can see us on TikTok.
Hashtag charming.
Yes, very charming. I want to thank my good friend JC Dreesen for letting us open up with her show. We have a meeting with her at 4 o'clock. We hope to sign her. But I'm going to tell you, I
She
feel
coming
very...
in?
No, I'm calling her.
Okay.
I feel real tranquil.
Are you?
Yeah, because Slick can't count to 20. Baba Louie, Baba Booey.
Baba
Baba
Boo-
Hui.
Baba Louie,
No,
Baba
Baba
Booey.
Hui. You can't use Baba Louie.
You gotta love that we're doing production and the stranger walks in
Yeah.
looking for someone else and she sings and she's got music out there. So
But she started singing for me.
I know.
Was that amazing?
I don't understand how you get people to do what they do for you.
It's amazing. I said,
Ask Bailey. Bailey says it's because Freddie is charming.
all I did was ask, do you sing? And she started singing.
I asked her if she sang and she didn't sing. You said sing and she sings. I don't know how
Yeah, I
you
want
do
to bring her
that.
back so we could do a little.
Her name is Buffy.
I've seen Buffy.
Apparently-
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
You have seen Buffy, and I'm
yeah.
thinking, how did you know that?
Because I remember her from 3 years ago when I went to. I didn't go to that place too many times.
Wow.
In
but
Atlantic,
how did
but I
you
remember
happen to
her.
be there on that day and that everything? And here she walks in,
I
and
have my ways. But I got to tell you something. She can sing. What you heard today was nothing.
nothing, right?
She can belt it out. And then she's not singing right now for anybody. So I was gonna put Slick on it, but I jumped the gun.
You're gonna do it for yourself.
Yes, because Amp It Up is ready. That label's ready to explode. I got 3 phone calls for people, and she has a few songs, maybe 4.
See what's going on.
You know what's going on tomorrow?
You have a lot of people coming in here
Open
tomorrow.
invite. Open invite. The Rhythm Chicks are coming tomorrow. They're gonna do a little get to know you. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna have some fun with this. Slick is gonna be on his toes because Twinkle Toes is gonna make sure the sound is flowing.
He's gonna be busy.
And we're gonna start a new game. We're gonna practice today with coffee and water. But when you hear the word they, They today, you gotta take a sip. Tomorrow we're gonna change the word, and you have to have some gubba, some Lost Harbor.
Who's gonna keep track of that word? Because that's a word that we use all the time.
What do you think? The shirt brought the guy? No.
You're gonna keep track of
Of
that?
course.
You use that word all the time for people that know you.
So when they go they, I go. Even Sarah's laughing.
I know who your they is, though.
Who's they?
You've got a they. You've got a team of they.
I got the days?
You got the theys.
Who's the days?
I can't say you got the days. Is all I can tell
Are you
you.
making it up? I don't have any days.
You have the theys. You always say they
Sarah
say.
picked a song.
He always says they say, and we've already missed a few days, 3 right there, and
That's right. So,
so
why
you,
aren't you drinking?
you just keep drinking. Because every time you drink, your face is like in the mug on air, and I'm like, well,
You
it's
know, I
better
don't
with the shot
understand
glass.
what this new setup is of people watching me on video when I'm doing my thing and taking pictures and making memes out of me. That's not fair.
Your next meme is going to be charming.
Yeah, but you see the one they're going to pick is me with the eyes closed. The other thing, I got to tell you something. When I'm looking at Sarah, who's on the IG, hello people, the lights are right in my eyes.
Is that why everything's got a blur and a glare?
I got to wear sunglasses because I'm going to tell you something. I don't know how you do it. Oh, because you look in this direction.
I got the same lights in this direction.
No, I'm
though.
talking about when you talk to people. I notice you look on the TV screen. You don't look over there. I noticed that yesterday.
But it doesn't matter. Whichever way you look, we're surrounded by lights. Even if I look there, I've got those. If I look there, I've got those.
when I look over there, like I'm looking at Sarah now, all I see is a silhouette. I see some
Of
blonde
haze,
hair,
right?
and that's
So
it.
you see that too?
That's it.
That's
I
how
see
I
nothing
look at
else.
you. I see a lot of haze
And
around
she
you.
doesn't move. It makes it even worse. Because I think there she was. She moved.
She's going home for Easter. It's a big weekend coming up. Easter, Passover,
She
Day of
doesn't
Peace.
know if she's going home yet. She's
She
thinking
told us she's going home
about
tomorrow for
it.
Easter.
She could go Saturday. Easter ain't till Sunday.
You gonna go on an Easter egg hunt? Probably not.
Do you still do that?
I've never done that, but I used to when I was little dye Easter eggs. And you know, when the food coloring,
I did it one time.
I used to blow out all the. Did you ever blow out the insides of the egg?
That's disgusting. No.
Be-
never did
you have to blow out the insides, otherwise you're going to get a rotten egg.
No, I never did that. I colored it one time with the vinegar dye. I threw up because I cannot stand the smell of vinegar.
Oh, so I guess the cleaning products for you.
Yes, you are killing me with that. But they are fantastic. Those
Yes.
cleaning products are fantastic. I want to use it on my windshield. It leaves no streaks.
So when you would dye Easter eggs, you didn't like poke a hole in it, blow it out?
If I ever did that, my mother would say, "You what?
Oh my
Not
gosh.
eat it."
We would poke a hole in the top and the bottom, right? And blow out the insides of the eggs into a bowl, and then you can eat them.
Do you know eggs went from $1.50 a carton to $2.60 a carton?
I think they're more than that.
Even more. Do you know why?
Someone told me, didn't tell me, I saw it on the news. She bought 30 eggs. It was almost $9.
Where
so
the hell
that's
did she go to
3
Pluto to
dozen
buy eggs?
It's about, the eggs that I buy, they're over $6 a dozen.
Where do you go? I go to the chicken. I don't know where you go.
Someone told me yesterday they bought a chicken to make chicken soup. The chicken was $35.
That's right. It's the most expensive chicken soup you ever had.
The chicken was $35. She said that doesn't include the soup, well, the water and the vegetables. She said you don't even want to know what the brisket cost.
I got a new friend, 2J's on Jog Road going south on the corner
Near the mall?
of Glades. There's a mall. We did a show there one time with the Diamond Guy when he was there. Look for Janet. She is the best 2J's lady in the world.
Really?
Oh my God. She sings, she dances, she gives you a meal and a show.
Is that where you went for dinner last night?
No, this happened Sunday.
Very nice.
Everywhere I go, people say, hey, I know this hat has to be shrined.
I'm telling you, that and the bell is going to the Smithsonian.
I'm thinking of getting an earring, like a bell.
You can use this one. This little one is what I was thinking would be a
Thank
really
you for
cute
playing.
earring. Sorry. I thought that would be
It's
a cute
stuck in my
earring.
cup now.
I ordered all my food for the weekend from 2nd Street Bagels and Deli. And I have to tell you, so much better than shopping and cooking and prepping. And I could not even find a parking spot yesterday near Party City because Party City is next to the kosher market and it's just craziness. Oh, not so much.
No good?
Not so much.
No good? Sound?
So we have a great show lined up for you today. We've got Dr. Lisa Young joining us talking about nutrition and portion size to lose weight, that you can pretty much eat anything you want with the proper portion size. I think
She's
you're going to
100%
find this
correct.
interesting because what you think is an appropriate portion size is not. She talks about the size of the palm of your
palm.
hand, a baseball,
But let me
a
tell
tennis
you,
ball, not your whole hand, the palm of
just
your hand.
but I'm going to tell you the problem with this philosophy.
Your hand's the same size as
I'm
mine.
200 some odd pounds.
Right.
You're 60 some odd pounds.
No.
There's a big difference between what you eat and I eat. This is a meal for you.
Yes,
This is starvation for me.
so we're going to talk about that.
So that's why I went to the fasting. And I want to share some information about fasting. They put out a fasting schedule, which I want you to look at. I don't know if it's healthy. I'm going to ask her
Intermittent
about
fasting.
it. Yeah.
We can ask her about that actually.
Yes, absolutely.
So she's going to be joining us. You guys, when we see Dr. Young, let's bring her over. We're also doing our TBT Throwback Thursday. So we've got a picture from the archives.
TBT?
TBT.
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't agree to this.
It's nothing that I'm offended by, is all I can tell you.
Wow, where'd you get that? That is good. Who did that?
That's got to be a slicker, Alana, is all I can tell
That
you.
is fantastic. Do that again.
You have to be funny. Do you guys see Dr. Young on the VMix?
No, we got to say something funny.
I was just wondering if she was still there. Slick says no and Alana says yes. That would mean Dr. Young
Well,
is
that's
there.
funny. One says yes and one says no. There ain't no funnier than that. What is the
Did you
phone
notice
number?
the black screen we also had? Give us a call at the radio station, 888-994-4995 here at the studio. Today is April 14th,
Why didn't you
National
say the radio station?
Reach as High as You Can Day. Give us a call at the station, 888-994-4995.
Give us this call at the studio.
Studio station.
888-994-4995.
Studio
A. I don't even know if they have the
How high can you reach?
reach what?
Today is National Reach as High as You Can Day.
Naturally or standing on the ladder?
Let me tell you what happened, speaking of naturally high on the ladder, and we're going to bring Dr. Young over as soon as they cue her up. I had to rehang a painting from our studio here above my front door last night. All right, so Chuck is 6'3". You would think you could get on the ladder. The ceiling is only 13 feet high. 6-foot ladder, 6-foot Chuck should be a piece of cake, right?
That's 12 feet a person.
Right? The ceiling's only 13 feet high. Apparently not. He gets halfway up the ladder. He says, I can't reach it.
How high was he?
Halfway up a 6-foot ladder. Maybe it's a 10-foot ladder, but he was only halfway up. So he was, what, 3 feet off the ground?
Yeah.
6 feet? Because I can't reach it. He comes down the ladder and he says to me, you go up. Now, I think this is a joke, right? I'm thinking, you're kidding me. You're punking me. I said, excuse me? He says, I can't reach the ceiling to hang it. You go up there. I said, I don't understand. You're a foot taller than me. Why are you sending me up the ladder? He said, you're going to reach it better than I am.
Did you position the ladder correctly?
Yeah, so I climb up the ladder. I sit on the top of the ladder. He hoists this big painting up for me, which of course is bigger than me because you know which painting it was. And I'm like, National Reach as High as You Can Day. And I got it up on the nails. And I'm thinking,
Who put the nail up?
he did last week. So explain to me why he couldn't hang the painting.
He got a phobia after he put the nail.
Apparently. So he sends me.
Was he like smoking the funny weed?
I don't understand. I kept waiting for him to say, no, I'm kidding. This is a joke. But no, apparently not.
I love this. This is, why? Are you going to do this every time I do a funny?
Anyway, I got the painting hung up, and if he's punking me, I'll
I
let you
love
know.
this. Where'd you get this?
In the archives. All right, let's bring Dr. Young over.
Not the
Let's talk about
archives.
nutrition and portion control.
I'm still mystified.
And there she is.
Hi.
We've got Dr. Lisa Young joining us. She is a correspondent. You have been everywhere. You've been all over radio, TV, news, print media. So welcome. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
And I'm assuming you're cooking for the holidays, which is why you're
I
remote.
am cooking. Yes.
What are you cooking, Doc?
We have to switch.
Lisa,
I am going to make chicken, fish, roasted potatoes, sweet potatoes, butternut squash. You know, I observe Passover, so no pasta, you know, none of that, no rice. So we could do lots of veggies, roasted asparagus and Brussels sprouts, you know, healthy stuff. And you
You're
can always
making
have
all
room
that?
for a treat. No, I'm going to make most of it, you know, between
to your
today and
house.
tomorrow.
I'm sorry, what time is dinner?
Time is dinner.
Dinner is tomorrow night. You're all invited.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yes,
Oh my
exactly.
goodness. That sounds delicious. You know, we were talking, Freddie and I are always on this journey of educating our audience on better health and nutrition. And then there's fad diets, right? And then there's lowering your inflammation and gut health, which we covered on a live shoot last week on a health and wellness shoot down in Miami. And then I'm reading everything about your book and all of the things that you promote. And it's not necessarily the food choices, but portion control.
Exactly. It's the amount of foods that you eat. In fact, all foods fit. So I don't even advocate that people go on, quote, a diet, because you go on a diet to fit into a dress to go to a wedding or to fit into a suit or to wear a belt. And then what happens? It fits you. And then you say, screw this diet. It's not natural. But all foods could fit, including a piece of pecan pie and ice cream, if you just watch the amount of foods that you eat and you pay attention to your portion sizes. That's the key.
So here's my question. Portion size. Is it the palm of your hand for everything that you're eating? So a piece of chicken is this big, the vegetables are this big, the pecan pie, or is it the whole meal is the size of your palm?
No. The palm, first of all, and Freddie, you could have two palms. You know, a guy that's bigger can have a little bit more. So the palm is really just, people have no concept of, you know, what 3 or 4 ounces of meat looks like. So when they have no concept, they can't eat less because they don't even know what they're eating. So a good visual for like, what does 3 ounces of meat look like? It looks like your palm. If you're a guy, you have a bigger palm, then you can eat a little bit more. So what does a cup of pasta look like? Your fist. So it doesn't, and you could eat more than that, but it really is a gauge to teach you roughly how much is on my plate. When you go to a restaurant, you might be shocked, but when you go to a steakhouse, you probably get, you know, 12 ounces of meat, even more on your plate. So you're probably having like 5 palms. So it doesn't have to be an exact palm, but it really is something that's useful to give you a visual. And when it comes to veggies and fruits, the more the better. You don't even have to pay attention to amounts. I like to say make half your plate fruits and veggies.
Even fruit with all the sugars?
That's another myth. You know, that's the keto myth that's coming at us, that's saying that the sugar in fruit is going to make us fat. The sugar in fruit has fiber. The sugar in fruit has there's a lot of water in that fruit. So I don't know anybody who gained weight from bananas and watermelon. Nobody. So it's really okay to have fruit. Now you don't want to have too much juice. So orange juice, apple juice, those are going to be higher in sugar, lower in fiber. And it's not added sugar, by the way. It's not the same sugar as soda. So you can't put, fruit juice in the same category as soda. But nonetheless, having an orange and peeling the orange, or having an apple with the skin that has fiber, the fiber helps you feel full so that you end up eating less later.
I love all the things she's touching on. As a diabetic, I have to be careful my portions and my sugars. So I was told to do the palm thing for the meat, and I try not to eat too much beef because it digests it for me. It takes longer to digest it. So I stayed with the chickens. Now this week I did fish and shrimp. I'm gonna tell
You
you.
brought a healthy luncheon yesterday.
Yeah, and I have greens on the plate with a salad on the side, sweet potato if I want to go in that direction. Now, Lisa, I wanted to ask. I read somewhere that a diabetic has an apple with peanut butter before bed, and it helps you with the new dawn or the dawn
Phenomenon?
that thing, the phenomenon. Is that true?
What it is, it doesn't have to be an apple and peanut butter. It could be a pear and almond butter. It could be fruit
Okay.
and a yogurt. But the concept, and I'm glad you brought that up, the concept is that if you have fruit alone, it's carbs. And even though it has fiber, the fiber helps stabilize the blood sugar. But if you add something that has protein or good fat, like nuts or yogurt or nut butter, that will help keep your steady sugar. It'll keep your sugar steady so that it won't fluctuate. So you'll be good to go until the morning.
It's so important what she's saying because if I do it early enough, I sleep better, and the
Absolutely.
inflammation's not there. It's unbelievable. So when you saw me coming today, you saw me all full of.
What'd you have before you went to bed?
I had some fruit, no peanut butter, and I ate the normal meal, and I had a glass of water, and I slept like a rock last night. I fell asleep sitting there.
But she's saying if you put it with a nut butter or why a nut butter or a yogurt? Because they seem totally different to me.
They both have protein. They both, if you add something that has a little bit of protein, it could be an egg, it could be a piece of cheese, it could be nuts, it could be nut butter if you're a vegetarian. That contain a little cottage cheese if if you eat dairy. That will help keep your blood sugar steady. That is why you should also have chicken or fish at each meal.
That's what I've been having this week. I've had shrimp, I've had fish, I've had stuffed flounder. She made stuffed flounder by scratch yesterday. I was shocked.
Wow.
Shocked.
Nice.
And it was unbelievable. And I could tell when I sleep better, my sugar is down. I can feel it. And then we had the massage for the. This has been a fantastic week.
It's been a great. And the name of your most recent book is Finally Full, Finally Slim.
Yes, I
30
have it
days
here. I can show you.
to permanent
Yep, right
weight
here.
loss, one portion at a time. Perfect. I'm glad you have the book.
I do.
30 days to permanent weight loss. It's because it's a lifestyle, not a diet change. Is that what we're talking about?
Exactly. So the book I divided up and I address your mindset, your habits, your environment, and your life. So it isn't just the food. Your food environment matters more than your food. Meaning, if you leave a fruit bowl sitting out versus if you come into the house and you see bags of M&Ms or people put out candy dishes, you're going to eat the candy. Forget willpower. That doesn't work.
Sure.
So it's creating an environment that makes it easy for you to eat healthy. So that's a good big chunk of what I do in the book. And the other thing is your mindset, how you talk to yourself. There is no such thing as good or bad. There is no such thing as I'm a food failure. We're all work in progress. If you eat something that you feel you shouldn't have eaten, get back on the wagon tomorrow. One brownie is not going to cause a weight problem. It's when you had one brownie and then you say, I'm a failure, I screwed up, I'm going to eat the ice cream standard. I'm not going to pay attention. Also being mindful, living mindfully, but also eating mindfully. So when you go out to dinner, talk to your dining companion, taste your food. Ask yourself before you have doubles, do I need this? Am I hungry? Put your fork down between bites. only eat sitting. These strategies are not telling you what to eat. It's telling you how to eat, and they are so, so important. And they really work. And it becomes second nature, so you're not on a diet.
And should we really be eating more fruits, vegetables? I went to the grocery store this morning to pick up some coconut milk, but I am a marketer's perfect marketing dream because every aisle and every end cap, I touch it, I think about it, should I buy it? Even if it says healthy granola protein bites, I want to buy everything. And I actually have to stop and say to myself, you just ate breakfast, you do not need to buy this because I will graze on it all day. When we're walking through the grocery store, are there things that we should be looking at for healthy snacks versus anything else? What we should buy? Because snacking is, you may not want an apple when you get home. Maybe you want a granola or an energy bite. Is there such a thing? Or you can really have whatever you want in moderation?
Well, you can't have like whatever you want all day long, but you want to say, okay, it's fine that I can have like a little treat here and there. If you don't want an apple, you could keep the nuts. You could have one granola bar if you want. You can have an energy bite. But the trick with going to the grocery store is don't go when you're hungry. Because when you go when you're hungry, you want everything.
Everything.
So go when it's your blood sugar is steady. And the other thing is that when something is labeled healthy and advertised as healthy, it doesn't necessarily mean that it is. That's a marketing term, and we really have to be very careful about that, about what that means. I mean, what is healthy is a whole foods, less ultra processed foods. But like you could have when you get home, if you don't want an apple or a carrot, you could have some hummus. You could have a handful of chips if you really want the chips. You could certainly have one energy bar, but stop at one. But of course, eating a diet that's mostly composed of fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds, healthy protein foods like salmon, fish. That's something that, other fish, chicken, that's going to be healthy. Beans are great, legumes.
And what are you finding with your clients that go through the process of your 30 days with this book? Besides weight loss, obviously.
People feel so much better and they feel much more in control of their life. So instead of it being like an uphill battle, like you're walking on a Stairmaster uphill and you're just walking and walking, they really feel lighter and they feel that it's not such hard work. Dieting is hard work. Deprivation. I like to focus instead of what you should take out of your diet, focus instead on what you could add. Maybe you want whole grain crackers with avocado. You don't want that apple when you get home, and that's okay. Think of things that you like that are healthy that you can add to your diet.
That's such good advice because first of all, Dawn can eat anything she wants because she works out every day, she runs every day, and she does
Good.
what she does. So
Okay.
diet is another word for diet is guilt. People have told you get on a diet and they guilt you. Then all of a sudden you can tell who's on a diet because they're
you're
grumpy.
Not Jewish. It's a Jewish.
No, it's not a
thing,
Jewish
yeah.
thing. Don't
You
get
give up-
guilty.
you give up bread, but you substitute it for the matzah, and you're like, it's another carb. It's a whole Jewish
Right.
thing.
Well, again, in moderation. Like
Yes.
I have to be careful with carbs. I start to sneeze when I have carbs. I have bread, I sneeze.
Oh my
They
gosh.
all laugh at me. So I stay away from it. It's like my body telling me, hey, dummy, don't eat that. But you can eat practically anything because you work out every day. And your sizes of what you eat are so small. Small. I mean, this is what she eats. This is a meal.
But I want to ask Dr. Young, speaking of sizes, grazing versus intermittent fasting,
Yes.
what's your recommendation?
I think it depends on you. What kind of an eater are you, and what is typical for you? And I think you want to work with how you are used to eating. Some people don't know how to eat a small portion. So if they're going to graze and have 6 mini meals, their definition of mini, Dawn, is going to be different than ours. So they're better off with 3 meals and 2 snacks. The thing about intermittent fasting is It works because you shut your mouth the rest of the time. There's no magic to it. So if that's not natural to you, like I couldn't do that. If that's not natural to you, then don't do it. But if you feel that it keeps you out of the kitchen because you think this magical intermittent fasting is working, then go be it. So I think different things can work for different people, and you want to really tune in and get in touch with yourself and get to know yourself.
She's so right. Because I can intermittent fast and go like this to food. But when I'm going to eat my meal, I'm going to eat my meal. And you know I love to eat.
Right.
You put a box of donuts in there, and I walk by, and I'll take one, then I'll take two, and then I'll take
Right.
three.
He will not eat. But if you put food out, then he's going to sit and enjoy it. But you will eat just dinner.
Yes, I do that now. But I've shed about 18 pounds that I had to. See, with me, it's life or death. I got to get my sugar down. So I got to do it. I got to hydrate more, which, you know, diabetics just love water. But I got to hydrate more. And I got to be more aware of what I'm eating, which is important. I think that what Lisa's talking about, if you're aware of what you're doing, you will enjoy the ride more. People will like you more because you're going to be pleasant and you're going to be happy in it.
Charming.
Charming.
Yes, absolutely. And do you exercise? Right? Do you exercise?
I get home at 9 o'clock at night. I exercise to get in the house.
The B no.
What about in the morning? You said Dawn goes running and exercises. What about that in the morning? You
Well,
have any
Dawn,
time?
she has a treadmill from I'm here, from here to South Dakota. I just get up, make coffee, and run around. You know, if you were to see my day, she makes it sound like I sit down all day. That isn't true. Don't believe that.
No, I don't work. I work out late at night, usually about 8:30, which is crazy. But it's the
And
only
I go
time
to
get
work.
And you're working.
And I go to work from 6 to 8 every night. Sometimes I don't get home till 9 o'clock. So I got to watch what I eat because of the time constraints. You know, you retain more food when it's later in the day. You don't want to go to bed with your belly full. You try to avoid those things.
What's your recommendation on exercising? Does it matter what time of day?
The best time to exercise is the time of day that you are going to do it, and that's going to work for your life. Because again, if someone tells you you have to exercise at 5 p.m. or 8 a.m. and it just doesn't work for you because you're working or you're taking kids to school or whatever, you'll do it for a week. But again, it's that uphill stairmaster. It's find the time. So if 8:30 at night works for you, then do it. If the morning works, do it. So the best time to exercise is when you fit it in, and the best diet to go on is the one you don't even know you're on, which is a lifestyle plan.
I love this whole plan.
You see, that it's funny. I would listen to her because she gives it
She's
really easy.
authentic. It
Yeah.
makes life easy.
Makes it simple.
It's a lifestyle. It's not deprivation. It's just changing.
No,
your
I don't feel
lifestyle.
guilty about that. Don't need put that down. I hate it when people say put that down. Then I put it back in my mouth even faster.
But coffee,
Yeah.
caffeine. What's your recommendation?
My recommendation is you could have, who are you? Like 1 cup for me, that's it, because then I won't sleep well. You could have up to 3 cups if you need it, but I would limit the caffeine later in the day. And I would go back to, am I sleeping at night? If you're not sleeping well at night, maybe you're having too much coffee, and then try to cut back. So start with 1, less is going to be better. But if you're feeling healthy, and you're feeling not overly stressed, not overly anxious, which too much caffeine can do, and you're able to sleep well, then chances are for you, it might be okay, which is different than it would be for somebody else.
She makes it so easy.
Well, it should be easy. It
Right?
shouldn't be a problem. You know,
Exactly.
I one of the problems is I don't worry about the problem. You know, when I met Dawn 7 years ago, I had the Freddy food diet. You see food, you eat it. And I was up to about 289 pounds at one time in my life. And it was a problem. Wow. Wow. It was a big, what the hell? It was a big problem. And now I'm more aware of what I have to do because I like to be around a few extra years and keep doing this and having a little fun at it. But if you turn it into a game, I love to challenge myself. You see that donut over there? I ain't eating it. I'm just going to watch it, but I ain't eating it. And I play these games. I play them all day long. And I'm not worried about not eating it. I don't let anybody guilt me into anything. And they bring food in here every day. There's food. There's gonna be food here tomorrow. there'll be chicken wings. And I love chicken wings, but I ain't having any. Because I know in the day when I have that one chicken wing, I will have 2. And then I have 3. And then this one says, "Here, I have one. Oh, I didn't have any. I have 4. No, can't do that. I got to be aware of what I'm eating. So, but I don't mind when everybody else eats. I have a good time with that.
You do.
Have fun with it.
Lisa, how do people get your book or work with you?
You can contact me via my website, drlisayoung.com. And the book is available on Amazon. I also have a link on my website for the book. So you can go to my website, drlisayoung.com, or you can just go straight to Amazon, whatever works for you. And you could reach me at lisa@drlisayoung.com.
What's in the
website.
cookbook?
It is a 30-day guide or 30-day structured plan. It doesn't tell you, I give you 30 mix and match meals if you want them.
Okay.
But really what I do is every day, you're gonna focus on one tip and one thing that's gonna help with your mindset, your food environment, your life. So one day I deal with sleep. One day I deal with, decluttering your kitchen. Another day I deal with healthy carbs. So it's all, one day I deal with the palm and the food visuals. So every day you're empowering yourself to make that one change. And over the 30 days, it does add up. I've had people lose 60 pounds with me, 100 pounds, 10 pounds, whatever really it is. Or even if you just want to feel better, that works too.
That's pretty good.
Even if you just want
We
to
got to
feel
get
better.
the cookbook.
You get it on. Is it a cookbook or no?
No, it's not. I have some recipes and meal plans in there, but it's a lifestyle program. It's not a cookbook; it's a lifestyle program. But I do have some recipes and plans in there as well.
Very cool.
And you'll work with patients virtually as well?
I do virtual counseling. Yes. Yep. Just like we're talking, so we can sit and meet at the time that works for you, at the comfort of your home. Some people keep food records and send them to me. Some people don't. So everybody works a little bit differently with how I think I could help them and what they themselves need. Some people have medical issues. So if someone has diabetes or high blood pressure, I address that as well because I'm also a registered dietitian.
Fantastic. Wow. Thank you so much for joining us. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, a pleasure to meet you guys too. And, it was wonderful. One thing about those chicken wings though, when they're bringing in chicken wings and food, you said there's food all over all the time. Can they also have some healthy options in
Yuck.
case you want them?
Yes, they do.
They do.
Yuck.
Like grilled
Okay.
chicken, they brought in beet salad. Yes.
Yuck.
Coleslaw.
Oh, good.
They brought in
Okay.
chickpea salad. Yes,
Chuck.
this place is actually Flybird Chicken in Delray Beach. They have a lot of healthy options.
They
as a matter
do.
of fact.
They brought me a sugar-free cake 3 times, and I haven't tasted it once.
Everyone else ate it.
Everybody else ate it. They didn't eat the other cakes, but they ate the sugar-free. So they did me a favor.
We do bring
Okay,
healthy
good.
options in. And
Okay.
before you head back up north, if you want to stop by the studio in person, we would love to show you around.
Definitely. Great. That sounds great.
Great. Have
Okay.
a great day. Thank you for joining
you,
us.
Lisa.
Happy
Thank you.
Passover.
Bye. Happy
Enjoy.
Passover. Happy Easter. Take care.
Thank you. That was fun. She's good. I remember when you took me with Coach, who changed my life, by the way. We're going to switch over. You took me with Coach to buy water
Right.
at the supermarket. Where did we go? Whole Foods. Gio went with us. And you would think that buying water is simple.
Yeah.
So she says, okay, pick a bottle of water. And I picked 10 of them. She said, all of them are wrong. So I said, okay, so this is glass. So I picked the glass. No, that's not the right water either. It took 45 minutes to get the right water.
There were certain waters that had to either laid flat, so it didn't sit with the plastic. It had to be special plastic. I know.
It wasn't even plastic, it was glass. But the lid on the bottle, she got me, has plastic. No, that's the wrong water. And she showed me, she educated. If you can't pronounce it, you can't eat it. Remember
far
that? The
you've come.
chemicals. So I look at the first chemical on the ingredients is the one that they add the most stuff. So if it says water, you're good. If it says don't eat that because you don't know what that is.
True.
Remember?
All right, let's take a commercial break. Check out the book by Dr. Lisa Young, 30 Days to, we have the picture of the book also. 30
What you
Days
bringing
Finally
in?
Full, Finally Slim.
Let's
30
bring her
days
in.
to perfect weight loss, one portion at a time. You can find it on Amazon or her link, drlisayoung.com. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we hit our 1 o'clock hour. We've got Paul Solomon, Senior Advisor of Luhu, Let Us Help You. And we've got Lisa Vickery joining us, Sunshine Senior Solutions. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Justin Mooney is special counsel of the Florida office of Hinman, Howard & Cattell Attorneys. Justin's practice focuses on tax, estate planning, guardianship, probate, and trust administration. His passion is to provide clients with sophisticated estate plans which carry out their wishes, reduce any potential taxes, and preserve wealth for future generations. The attorneys of Hinman, Howard & Cattell provide first-class legal services and have achieved a reputation for excellence for over a century, staying on the leading edge of the law. When you need representation or legal counsel, contact Justin Mooney at 561-276-1008 or jmooney@hhk.com.
Hey everyone, I'm Lady Ashley and this is my husband, Big John.
The muscle behind the hustle.
We are the creators of this very unique party planning business, Lady Ashley Party Planning. We are known for all the details. We specialize in gorgeous balloon decor, floral displays, and handle all of your party planning needs from A to Z.
Please feel free to visit our website at ladyashleypartyplanning.com. Our email is abpartyplanning@yahoo.com, and our phone number is 561-542-2296.
Cool, calm, collected. Needing a drink to end a long day, or maybe to start your vacation right? Gubba Rum is here to let you kick back and do just that. Inspired by a technique that dates back to the 1800s, these artisanal, organic, and naturally infused rums are made from pure cane and the finest fruits, spices, and herbs the world has to offer. Gubba Silver is infused with naturally shredded coconut, and Gubba Gold is infused with real vanilla bean. Simply shake and enjoy. Visit gubbarum.com to find the nearest location to buy or enjoy. All establishments have personally reviewed and enjoyed firsthand the wicked smoothness of Gubba Rum. 35% ABV and 70 proof. Gubba Rum, it's wicked smooth.
Planning for the future should not be painful and needs to be discussed. From health, family, finances, allow qualified professionals to aid in your planning. Luhu Advisors have been serving South Florida for over 30 years. A licensed real estate broker, insurance agent, assisted living administrator, and certified senior advisor, Paul Solomon is the most qualified and well-rounded advisor for any task. Specializing in real estate, long-term care, life insurance and annuities, Social Security, government benefits, and senior housing. Luhu Advisors. Let us help you. Welcome to Sunshine Senior Solutions, a trusted medical supply company that puts patients first, offering quality home medical equipment and supplies. Sunshine Senior Solutions is here to help simplify the lives of patients, caregivers, and their families. From canes and crutches to diabetic glucose monitors, your health, safety, and comfort is our #1 priority. Call or visit our website, Sunshine Senior Solutions, bringing the heart back to healthcare.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Your tune's on you. And we're back.
And we're back.
That's a lot of fun.
What is?
The lady you had on before.
Lisa Young, Dr. Young?
She's she has a good aura about how to control weight. Not lose weight, but control it. You know, when I was on Weight Watchers, I lost a lot of weight, 192 I got down to. That's not the hard part. It's staying there.
Yep.
You know, it's like marrying her and keeping her, that challenge.
It's staying.
Ain't
Once you
different.
get there, like, oh, I can have this cookie. I can have that bigger hamburger. Or I can, right? And just one day, and then again and again.
And it's funny, when you stop eating, you lose weight. if you have a burger, you gain 10 pounds. What is that?
It's, a lot of it's sodium. I had this new bag of chips over the weekend. I went to the grocery store. They're protein popcorn chips, 10 grams of protein in a serving. Told you, I'm a marketer's dream. So I had a serving or two. It made me so sick. No wonder you lose weight, because it was like, oh
You
my
can't
gosh,
eat.
I could not eat. It was also buffalo flavor, which reminded me of Slick
Ugh.
and his Cajun fry. I didn't know it was buffalo. I missed that part on the bag.
When you have eggs at a restaurant, do you put salt and pepper on it?
No, not really.
I don't put salt, I put pepper on it. Because I figure I shouldn't eat it anyway.
You shouldn't have the salt, yeah. I'm not a big peppery kind of person.
What are you talking about? You eat peppers.
Yeah, but that's different than black pepper.
And I gotta tell you something, not for nothing, I'm highly allergic to peppers. And when you eat it, that I walk out of the room because
You don't even like the
the
smell of it.
smell wants to drive me nuts. It's not that I want to leave the room, but you're driving me nuts with the peppers.
I do. I try to bring like vegetables in to have as a snack.
That's no fun.
So we've got, who's on board, Alana? Yes. We've got something I saw on password safety that I want to share with our audience while we're setting up our next segment. So Alana, if you see that, I received it in an email, and it was about, I think I sent it to you this morning.
I sent it to Gio, and he says, I've been telling you this for 13 years.
Right, you don't realize the simplicity of what it is. And it's different passwords on what, they're going to put the chart up. And it's interesting, it's not that it has to be so randomized with different letters and different numbers. It can be a phrase, but apparently the longer the phrase, the less hackable it is. And here you have it. Number of characters, this is amazing, 14 characters. So it can be touched by an angel, da da da. But if you have the 14 characters plus uppercase, lowercase, letters, and symbols, if you have all of that, 800 years for it to be hacked. Something unbelievable like that. 200 million years. So it's not that it's just random, has to be generated. It can be a simple phrase with the letters, the numbers, and the symbols.
Well, what they said now is that they advise you to use symbols, to use capitals and not capitals, to use different things to make it. But look at that. They say if you go to 14 characters,
right?
Characters, it takes them 200 years to break it.
And it doesn't have to be random. It can be a phrase like, I love pepperoni pizza. It can be something simple like that, as long as you've got
I love pepperoni pizza. That's a.
I love yellow popcorn. I mean, it doesn't have to be a weird thing where you don't remember it. It can be something you remember, but then you want to make sure you have lowercase, uppercase, numbers, and symbols in it.
Symbols. I can't remember my passwords.
It doesn't mean you shouldn't write them down, but.
I can't remember where I wrote them. Now I have a vault. We created a vault. You put the passwords in the vault. If you know the password to the vault, which took me a long time to learn and remember, it automatically puts
It
the
populates it.
passwords.
And they've talked about password management programs also, which we both have, as being safe. So make sure if you're going to use one of those, you vet them. But the difference between 11 characters and 12 characters,
It's amazing. Years.
hundreds of years. 14 characters with everything, numbers, lowercase, uppercase, and symbols. 200 million years to crack.
It's funny because the way they crack your password is they look at video of you and words that you do and say repetitively. And they start from there. And all of a sudden, it's your history that's doing you in. Like Slick is always saying, what's the word he's always saying?
Basically.
Basically. So you would start with the word basically or bees on his passwords. It's just a science. It's unbelievable.
So
The
I thought that was
FBI has gotten
interesting.
better at it too.
I thought that was interesting. So that was just a little takeaway. Today's also TBT. Well, we have a TBT picture we'll throw in later on in the show. 2 years ago today, I think it was, or this week, we interviewed Miss Alana Shearer. From the comfort of her home, you were in your home, and I
What?
was here
2 years ago?
2 years ago.
We know her 2 years?
Isn't that crazy?
No.
Since COVID. I know.
Really?
She was
I
on her
remember I was in my
patio.
living
She was
room.
on the patio, you were in your living room, and I was here.
And you were here. You were the only crazy person
I was
in
here with Teddy. Well, I'm still here, so.
Teddy was in here too? I thought Teddy was home.
Isn't that funny? Because even Alana said, I think you were
So
here
you
with
and Teddy were here and I was home?
Yes.
I'm such a wuss.
Yes. I tried telling you that 2 years ago, but apparently
You
it
tried
fell
telling
on-
me I was a wuss?
I tried telling you you would be safe here. You could sit in another room, but you decided to stay home. But that's okay. You're here now. It's all that matters.
Let's go to the guest.
We've got some great guests joining us today. We've got Paul Solomon, Senior Advisor of Gluhu, Senior Advisors of Let Us Help You. We've got Lisa Vickery. I'm going to say Sunshine Senior Solutions, although you do have another side business as part of it that is in D.C., but for those who are joining us in South Florida, we're going to say Sunshine Senior Solutions. We've got Lisa joining us. We haven't seen Lisa, as they say, in a minute. We have to get Lisa a mic, please, guys. And I think Dana's joining us also, Lisa? I believe so. And Dana Pessoa, her partner in crime, should be coming as well.
All right, so why don't we start there, and then we'll go over there.
All right, Lisa, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you guys may as well, we're going to start with Paul. We had Paul on Monday on WWNN, which was fantastic. You did a nice job hosting your own show.
Thank you. That was a lot of fun.
What did you like? What did you find different about that versus being interviewed?
I always see, it's always interesting when you're having a conversation back and forth with somebody, or somebody asking you a question, then you could answer it. There it was just me talking, and there's a lot of ideas in my head. I didn't really written down, but I started with a story. We'll try this one. I started with the story, and it's always about my parents, so it's an easy story to tell. So when I don't have that interaction, I kind of go to that, because everything I do, I've done for my parents. So it was just interesting staring at a camera and going back and forth with myself in my own mind, as opposed to this interaction going back.
It's interesting because you have an encyclopedia of knowledge. And as you went on and you started to talk about the things that you know and share and the importance of it, more and more questions came up. Things that, and you didn't take call-ins, but there's all these things that you can say, I want to ask him about this and this and this and this, because you just kept adding more and more questions to the equation, which is really smart, especially with what's going on today. So I thought the show was fantastic.
I thought it was great, and I went home, and actually my father-in-law is in memory care, and this is his 4th year in a memory care setting. And they pay. They pay every month for him to be there.
Right.
So I said to the family, I said, would you be interested, would you be open to the conversation, I think I phrased it, in hearing out potentially seeing if it's a possibility of switching your dad to a Medicaid bed? And the first answer I got was, it's not possible. It's not going to happen. We pay in full. I said, I understand that you pay in full, but would you be open to the conversation? And I got resistance, and I said nothing else. I said, if you're interested, let me know. I'd be more than happy to make the connection. And I finally got well, if you think that maybe we can do something other than, I think it's like you did for your dad, right? It's
Right.
a lot of money to pay.
Right.
Then it's worth having the conversation. And that's the only thing I needed to hear, was there was that open of I can have the conversation. And that's where I think people, they're so resistant because they think their way is the only way, to find out there's another way.
It's that misinformation that's there. It's been passed down between friends, family, the past maybe, where maybe it was true. Maybe they're from another state where it is true that it can't be done. But in Florida, we can do things down here that we can't do in any other state when it comes to Medicaid. So if somebody would just have the conversation with me, and it's a free conversation, there's no obligation, just understand a little bit more, and I'll tell you right away within 15, 20 minutes of the conversation of whether or not I can help or not. And, but again, it always comes down to the real estate, comes down to financial statements, bank accounts, whether or not they have long-term care already or not. And in that 15, 20 minutes, which usually ends up being an hour conversation, I could say yes or no, this is something that we can do or not do. But you have to call me. I can't call you because I don't know who's out there.
And is this something that you have to do really when you're a senior and you're looking for that next placement? Or can you do it when you're younger as a pre-planning situation?
No, I mean, you can't really pre-plan. The only thing you could pre-plan is buy long-term care insurance.
Okay.
Now you're pre-planning. But if really most of my cases are crisis mode, so that's something happened at home, somebody's either in the hospital, they're going to a rehab, or they're in a rehab, and now they don't know what to do. The time in the rehab is coming up, and now they have to make a decision what to do with mom or dad. Take them home, but then who's going to watch them at home? Put them into an assisted living, but is that the right decision? Or are they at that point where they really need to go into a nursing home? And now they have to figure out the costs. And depending upon what they have in the bank, because that's their first option, or do they have long-term care, second option, or we can go to the government benefits to help possibly offset some of those costs.
You know, you never wake up in the morning and say, today I got to call Paul. That's not the way it works. Things happen, and all of a sudden you find yourself in the soup, and when you panic, you don't think. So I would say, no matter what age you are, you should just have a hello conversation. Say, listen, I'm gonna put it in my book, so when I need you, if you're young, you go in that category. You know, my mother and father, the last 3 years of their life, when they were alive, I got bombarded by issues, a ton of issues. Getting him in a wheelchair was a problem.
Right.
I had to teach him how to work a supermarket in that little cart, and he took a wall out. He says, but I'm learning, he tells me. There's just so much pre-planning you have to do. And when you don't do it right, man, it costs you a lot of money. I'm really surprised that they even gave you resistance and didn't have.
I was shocked because knowing what Chuck
Shocked.
does for a living,
I'm ready to throw myself on the floor here.
right? That's a 2 for 2 on my week this
Wow.
week. Between that and the ladder, I'm thinking, I don't understand.
No matter having a conversation with Paul in that instance is a plus no matter how it works out.
And I think the resistance comes from before you place your loved one in a facility, if they've been there for a few years and they went to one person for advice, they were told X. Well, now maybe things have changed. Paul certainly has the expertise of other options that a lot of people don't know about, which is why what you do is so remarkable.
And I get those phone calls all the time where somebody is in a nursing home and they're spending $8,000, $9,000, $10,000, $12,000 a month there. And through somebody, again, somebody might have said something, maybe the social worker, maybe the business manager, because maybe they mentioned something about possibly running out of money. Then I get the phone call and saying, can you help me? We've been here already for 2 or 3 years. And I'm like, I wish you called me 2 or 3 years ago because I would have saved you 2 or 3 years worth of having to pay for that nursing home.
I just wonder why people, their first reaction on things is no. And here's where you're so different. Your first reaction is always yes.
Of
What can we
course.
do?
You kidding? This guy's gonna send me money? I buy
And then
him
other
dinner.
people's first reaction is no, they don't have Medicaid beds. No, it's too high level of facility. And here I am defending what you do. And I'm saying, just have the conversation. If more people would listen to our show, actually, and listen to the shows we produce, they'd be a whole lot more educated on the options.
I think it's the stigma. I think it's the stigma of the word Medicaid, of what it represents from the past, not now. So again, whether their parents, grandparents, great-grandparents were in a facility that wasn't good. And things have changed now 20, 30, 40 years later. The other thing is pride. If they're on Medicaid, that means they're poor. And that's kind of poor equals Medicaid. And that's not the case. There's more people that are in the middle class that are on Medicaid than ever before because of the things that can be done to qualify somebody.
Well, what I found shocking on Monday night, you said you paid upwards of $250,000 for your dad's initial years of care.
Correct.
Thankfully, you had that money, but think about how many people don't have that money. I always think about what you said with your relatives, a sandwich and a TV in the
That was it.
Hispanic
That's home
community,
care.
Yeah.
and that was home care.
And that's what my mom kind of believed in the beginning, that she was going to kind of prop him up in the chair and she would take care of him. But it got to that point with his dementia that she couldn't take care of him and that she needed support, but then she didn't want support in the house. So that was the fight we were fighting until then, unfortunately, that day happened when he went missing. And that turned her world upside down, my mom. And I said, okay, now I'm putting my foot down. But even me putting my foot down, there were still certain things she would let me do or not do. And again, even my mom's mind, the word nursing home is not something she wanted to hear.
That's right.
But the quicker I can get him to the nursing home, of which you got to be evaluated and you have to be, permitted to get into, I knew then I can get him Medicaid, and that would stop the bleeding of the money. But she wouldn't let me go to that point, and it took almost a year for that to happen, and we blew through all this money.
Do you
That's a
have
lot
to
of
be a senior?
It's really
For your
62
benefits.
plus
Okay.
for Medicaid, for the long-term care, but I've helped people that were already disabled to get on it, and
That's
they
what
were
I'm
younger.
thinking, 'cause
That's
there
what
are
I'm
people
saying.
that are younger,
Yes.
Yeah, but you can be put because something happens on the outside.
even younger than 62.
Correct.
Heaven forbid you have it.
In their 50s, somebody was disabled, and we got him, he had to go into a nursing home,
Wow.
and we got him fully covered on
That's
that.
a game changer for
It
so
can-
many
yeah.
people. You don't have to be thinking you're 80 and it's your parents or your grandparents. Things happen, unfortunately, to people when they're younger, and there are options.
Yeah, unfortunately, more and more people that I see with dementia in their 60s. So
And
it's
it looks
getting
like it's
younger.
getting worse. Am I wrong saying that? It looks like the dementia piece is getting worse and worse. Is that true or not true?
I mean, I see it more and more, unfortunately. We have a friend of a friend that's in his 50s.
Really?
That's
Yeah,
what
and it's
I'm
bad.
saying.
You know, he has a really bad.
Now, the other thing is, you're right about the word association. We talked about this throughout the week, about how we've had to change words
Mm-hmm.
because of the like diet. You know, you don't want to use the word diet. You
It's
don't want to
lifestyle,
use it's lifestyle. You don't want to use. I didn't even knew that you put people in this big building and they got taken care of. When I was here from Florida, 16, 17 years ago when I came, and they told me that's what they do. I met her. I said, "What do you mean you put people in this building? They take care." And Linda used to work for them. I didn't know what the hell she did. I said, "You got to be kidding me! There's a place for this." We didn't know that
Yeah.
at all. We didn't know that. So you have to play the word association game. You got to switch things around. I am floored.
That I had to have this conversation.
I am so floored
I know.
today. I cannot believe, and this is a doctor.
Not only is he a doctor, he works with elderly patients.
I know he does. I know where
It's
he
not
works.
like he's a pediatrician, right?
Right.
This is what he does every day, right?
Wow. And I would love to ask why.
Well, here's the thing. If he doesn't realize it, if people that work within the geriatric population don't realize the services that are available through you and through Sunshine Senior Solutions, then who's going to? Which is why it makes our responsibility even greater to educate and get the information out
But
there.
why do we need to say to people, I'm going to beg you to save your money. I'm going to beg you to do the right choice in this direction.
It's everything Paul just said. It's
why?
stigma. It's
Yeah.
the attorney from 10 years ago said it's not possible.
Right?
That's the other problem. Attorneys probably say, no, stay away from Paul. Come here, give me a wallet.
right.
No, he works with Justin.
Right. I mean, I work with attorneys, and then there are attorneys that do that. It's all about the money and how much I can charge, because in the attorney's mind, and I've been in their mind multiple times, it's about how much they're going to save the family so they can justify the fees that are charged. So if they're saving a family $10,000 a month by getting on Medicaid, then they could charge X, because look how much money they're saving. I don't agree with that. And that's kind of why I've moved from attorney to attorney, because there doesn't have to be a charge like that, yes. But there's still a point of how much somebody should charge. And the word game, you're correct. A lot of times people call these facilities, as opposed to now we call them communities.
Right.
So if you call it communities, it's a little softer than calling it a facility. It's the same thing. And I get caught up a lot with people that call a nursing home or even assisted living, oh, I'm putting my mom into a home. And I have to say, okay, what does that mean? Because I don't understand, knowing that they don't understand what that really means. Does that mean you want to put them in a nursing home, or are you putting them in an assisted living, independent living? Where are you really putting them? What does home mean? But that's the old words that are being used, that are being changed today to make it, again, a little softer so people can appreciate these different places.
My brother's in Orlando, and he's an architect. One of the communities they just built, it's called, they have neighborhoods. So each floor that used to be a wing, right, is now called a neighborhood.
Right.
So there's the yellow neighborhood, which maybe is the dimension. Everything has a code, but it's all about the verbiage.
Right.
So
They
it's not a
change it.
home. These are their neighborhoods. This is their community. They live in
Absolutely.
the purple neighborhood, whatever, something like that. But it's making
know-
it softer, more palatable for the family, because the person living there, if it's a memory care, they
have
don't know
no
what you're
clue.
calling it.
No
Well,
clue.
they told me, my sister says, you got to put mom and dad in your home. So they came in and lived with me. And I treated them like a king and a queen.
I remember 2 J's was like $50 a meal.
And then I said, I got to be
Right.
doing something wrong here.
Right.
And he's eating but they look great.
They looked great.
And and he used to walk around the pool and do exercise. And he used to get my mom out because I told him, where are you going? What do you mean you're going back to PR? Stay in my home. That to me was a home.
Right.
I am just floored.
There's a lot of misinformation, and people don't realize that assisted living facilities and memory care and independent, they all have benefits that you can access.
Correct. And again, it starts, when you're saying starting earlier, I just met with a doctor earlier today, and he wanted to talk about long-term care in his 50s. And before I asked him anything else, I said, what do you understand about long-term care? And he says, well, I understand what my parents had, of which was making a payment every month. Unfortunately, my dad, we never got to use it because he passed away. But my mom, we used it, and thank God we had it because it helped pay for care. I said, okay, so if I could tell you now that things have changed from those policies where you can use it more almost as an investment, whether you're buying life insurance, so there's a death benefit, so you're paying all these premiums, and God forbid you pass away and can't use it, now you have a death benefit. That goes to the family. Or what about if there's a return of premium? Would you buy long-term care if you were paying premiums and then maybe in 10 or 12 years, 15 years, you said, you know what? I don't want it anymore and got your money back. Would you put your money into it today? And he said, absolutely. So there's different ways to buy it today where it's not use it or lose it. And that's the old way of buying long-term care. So you can use it as either part of your investment portfolio, moving your money from one portfolio to another portfolio, and having these guarantees in there to protect your money.
And you have to be made aware that, you know, when I used to sell life insurance, I sold my parents a policy. My father got rid of his. My mother kept hers for many, many, many years. And when I buried my mother, my father says to me, man, did I make a mistake? What an issue I made. I should have kept this thing going because I had it in a variable, which was in the market. That policy would have been worth millions today.
That people, what is it, penny wise and dollar foolish?
But you don't know what you don't
You don't
know,
know what you don't know.
unfortunately.
Can hurt you a whole bunch.
And this doctor in particular, he has a policy now that is probably 10 or 15 years old. So I said, why don't you let me review that policy and let me see if it's really worth keeping, or we can take the cash value out of that policy and put you into a newer, better policy. I said, but let's review it. Maybe it is a great policy that you took out. Maybe there's things in there that are good, or we can roll it over into a new policy, take the cash value out, and look at something new, better going forward. And we're going to do that. And the funny thing is, talking about referrals, I get a phone call 20 minutes later, and he says, you won't believe this. I was just on the phone with my sister, and we were just talking about payments every month, and she mentioned her long-term care insurance just went up. She says, oh, you got to call Paul, see if he can help you. So people don't realize that, you know, they just pay it and keep going, but they could have other options.
You got to call Paul.
And it's a free call to find out if he can help
Absolutely.
you, which, again, it's a no-brainer.
I know.
You know, I just, it boggles the mind. If the man was going to charge you $1,000 to say hello, I wouldn't even put him on the air. Says, forget about that. But the guy's telling you, let me see if I can help you. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to stay shut.
Paul, what's the best way for people to reach you?
My phone number is my cell, 954-540-6609. My email is paulsolomonpa@gmail.com, or you can go to my website, luhuadvisors.com.
Check it out. See our commercial, and we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Lisa. I know Dana's on her way, but we're going to start with Lisa Vickery, Sunshine Senior Solutions, bringing the heart back to healthcare. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Amy Reshevsky can help you choose the right piece that will add some magic to your space. Amy Reshevsky has a wide range of art, from abstracts to mosaic tapestries, and she paints on different surfaces, such as reverse painting on glass, tables, wall hangings, and sculptures. Her work can be ordered online at amyreshevsky.com, or you can come in and see it in real time at the Brooklyn Cafe Art Gallery. She also does commission work, so if you have an idea in mind, she can make it a reality. She invites you to reach out to her at Facebook or at email at amyreshevsky@gmail.com. That's amyreshevsky@gmail.com. Have an artful day. Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Hi everyone, I'm Alana, and I am standing in J&D Cakes over off of Federal Highway by Meisner Park in Boca Raton. And wow, does it smell delicious in here. Owned by Joel Basco and Daniela Borquez, they are the ones in the business as far as cakes. From weddings and birthdays, special events, holidays, novelty, and known for their sculpture cakes, you have to check them out. If they look familiar to you, you may have seen them as they were featured on Cake Hunters. They were the winner of Food Network's Cake Wars, as well as returners and finalists on their Champs episode.
Hi, I'm Joel and welcome to J&D Cakes of Boca Raton. We're right across Meisner Park and we're open from Tuesday to Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So come by if you can. If you want to order from us, please call us at 561-569-1860.
Breathing through my troubles, trying to be smart, living with another, passion in my heart, partners come and go, always with a twirl.
Providing music you will enjoy. JM Production performers will brighten up your stage. Condominiums and residential communities, nightclubs and restaurants that want to provide top quality singers and entertainers for their social events, banquets, celebrations, and their customers use JM Productions to ensure that they have an uplifting and beautiful event. Now, tune in for the show.
Have you been injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or through the negligence of another? The lawyers at Shane M. Farnsworth, PA have over 40 years of combined experience representing injured individuals and their families. Call us today at 561-272-8337 for a free case evaluation and the answers to your legal questions. Were you injured in an accident that wasn't your fault? Don't let the insurance companies take advantage of you. Contact us now to learn about your options and to protect your rights.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
And we're back. Dana, we're going to put you right there. It's going to set you.
Now,
she's leaving. Apparently she's leaving.
I'm going to share a story where they set this thing up.
Okay.
So my two boys and their two sons, Rowan, the older one, are going to Orlando to have a boys' night out. Okay. So they invited me. One of them did. Gio did. Not Freddie. Gio.
Joey going?
Joey's going. Joey, Freddie, Rowan, and Gio. And they wanted me to go. And they said, Freddie doesn't want me to go because he doesn't want to have to rent a wheelchair to push me. Like I asked him to. Did I ask him to do that? So I said to him, now Gio says, don't worry, Dad, I'll push you. I said, I don't need you to push me. I can still walk, okay? So here is the opposite of when I used to fight with my father, Dad, get in the wheelchair.
They're going to
Get in
turn
the
this on
wheelchair.
you.
And then I bought one of those chair things that wasn't a wheelchair because I figured if I change it up on him and he's sitting in a chair, maybe he'll let me use that. But there's nowhere to put your feet. What a disaster that was.
Did you ever think at this age, and you're still young, that your boys want to put you in a wheelchair?
I'm not going.
You're
I
not gonna
told
go.
him, you know what? When you guys mature enough, I'll go. I'll go spend time with my grandkids. I don't care if the two of you disappear. What are they going to do with these three and 4 year old in Orlando? What are they going to put them on rides?
Yes.
Really? Nah. They're going to say, Dad, watch the boys. Then I would take them and I disappear. But it goes to show you changing the words.
Yeah.
Wheelchair, walker. You ever seen the walker that has the two tennis balls? Can somebody explain that to me?
Actually, I'm going to let Dana and Lisa explain that to
I don't
you.
understand why we bust out two tennis balls. Haven't we matured enough to come up with something a little bit different?
Well, we've got Lisa Vickery and Dana Pessoa joining us of Sunshine Senior Solutions, bringing the heart back to healthcare. They have been clients of ours, and they're also sponsors of Touched by Angel Live, which airs every other Thursday night at 7 o'clock. And their commercial airs in Boca Raton and Delray Beach on Comcast. So here we're going to talk to them about what they do, and they can maybe explain the tennis ball
I am dying to hear
situation
this.
to you.
Dying to hear it.
We haven't seen these ladies in a minute, as they say. They've been very, very busy, and business is growing, which is fantastic. So I think we're going to have them on the camera together. We've got Dana and Lisa. Welcome, ladies.
Good evening.
Hi, happy to be here.
Welcome back. How's everything going?
Great. Everything's been going great. Since the last time I've been here, the phone's been ringing off the hook.
That's a good thing. That's fantastic. That's exactly right. That is the part of business that we want to hear. Explain the tennis ball situation.
So the tennis balls, I believe, is to really help the patient from when they get up to from sliding and then rubbing, the rubber pieces that come on the walker underneath. They're kind of like rough on the floor. So the tennis balls help them.
I think it
glide.
avoids the squeak.
Yes.
But I don't think it's highly recommended. And yes, Freddie, there are other devices. There's actually little snap-in sliding
Sliders. Yeah.
things
They look
that
like
you can-
skis. They look like little skis.
little baby skis.
And you sell them?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
God. Okay, so I'm going to go to 3G's. I'm going to go to Poppy's. Everywhere I go, and I'm going to say, here, I'm going to hand your card out to people. You'd be surprised when you go to eat.
I'm surprised at the places you frequent.
Why would I be quick?
And he wonders why
2
his kids wanted
J's.
to put him in the
No, time out. This is good food place. Okay, did I have to stand behind people doing this thing with the chair?
What time do you eat?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I can have lunch. And you know something? We talked about this. Early bird means I get a seat. If I go in there at 6, I got to stand and wait.
And a discount, too. Why not get the discount?
Well, that's
AARP
Hey,
too?
you want my card?
Come on up.
But I'm talking about they don't realize that you can actually put something to the front of this thing to make it work appropriately.
And I don't know who puts all those tennis balls in. I mean, that must be quite...
Therapist.
Have you seen it?
All the time I see it.
I'm going to buy tennis balls and crack them open.
I don't know. Is there somebody who's installing those tennis balls, or
I
everybody
think the
learns how to
hospitals
do it?
do.
The hospitals. So
Oh,
why don't we call the
really?
hospitals and tell them that they are just like missing the boat here?
That's hilarious.
Exactly.
Dana, what are people calling about? What are you finding that the most frequent questions are?
Mostly about, we had one patient walk in about a walker. Grab bars are a big selling point because, patients are having trouble, maneuvering from the shower to, their bedroom or so forth, or going up and down their stairs, something to hold on to. So that's the one of the major products is the grab bars. And also, diabetic supplies has been a big thing, major thing that we've been having calls about.
What are diabetic supplies?
For example, the continuous glucose monitor that you no longer have to prick your finger. You just have a small disc on the side of your arm, and it monitors your diabetes throughout the day.
And what's happening is the food is up 50% in some places. And people have gotten off the healthy stuff because they can't afford. So if you can have 2 eggs instead of 1, you're going to buy the 2 eggs. So the sugar intake is going this way. It's going up. And what's happening is that the diabetes, because I spoke to Dr. Hare, has tripled in the last 2 years.
Yes.
Tripled.
Wow.
So it's a problem. It's a problem because you can't find stuff, if you have it and you're selling it, thank God. We can't even find computer parts to do what we do for a living. So everything has changed during this pandemic with inflation, availability, and things of that nature. And then what's happening also is that you have to learn how to use this new technology, like putting these discs instead of having two tennis balls. And sometimes people get a little bit afraid. I mean, Paul, am I lying? They get a little afraid, right? You got to learn something new.
Change is hard for a lot of people.
67, 68, 65, change is hard. It's hard. That's why I always say yes, because I'm willing to learn. I may forget it, but I'm willing to learn it.
And it's using the equipment the right way. Do you help them with how to use the equipment?
Yes, we do. We have girls in the office who are knowledgeable about the product, who can help them over the phone of how to put it in. And we also have instructions in the box that also shows them step by step with pictures, how to install it.
Have you seen people using a cane, but they're not? The cane's on their arm? And they're walking, holding their partner, but the cane's on their arm, and the cane slides out, someone else trips. It happens all. That's how my mother tripped when she broke
Using
her
a
arm.
cane?
No.
No.
My
Not
father was
using it.
supposed to be using the cane, but he wasn't. He put the cane out, she tripped and fell down 4 steps.
Off his cane?
Off his cane because he wasn't down, it was out. She tripped and fell and...
What about the cane that looks cool, but it's useless? Because it slips and slides, slips and slides. Or you're using the cane in the wrong arm, in the wrong hand. You know, and again, this is about willing to learn something new. And if you're not willing to learn it new, it's going to hurt you an awful lot. Your mom took a heavy fall.
Yep. But you see it happen all the time. So getting the right equipment, again, it's being educated to use it in the right way.
An important aspect of what you do.
What else do you all offer at Sunshine Senior Solutions?
Well, one new product we started carrying is a UV wand.
Lisa.
It's for different skin conditions like psoriasis and skin rashes, itching, and it's a small handheld UV light. It's very easy to use. You just take it and put it in the area anywhere on your body. It's a plug-in device, and it's easy to use, and I think we've had some pretty good feedback. As a matter of fact, my husband has developed psoriasis, as you know, it's an autoimmune disease, and he's found a lot of relief from it. The lack of itching and the
Is it like a
spots
red
are-
light therapy?
It's a blue light.
Blue light.
Mm-hmm.
We were actually at a conference on Friday, and I'll have to give you their card, where they have, it doesn't even have to plug in. I think it's handheld, it must be chargeable.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you guys connect with them. It was a medical conference we were covering on Friday.
Oh.
And I was just looking at their card, so I'll send that over. You know,
Yeah.
women, we use it for our faces, but there's a lot of other benefits, not just to your face with the red and blue light therapy. It actually
Yes.
works for rashes and psoriasis.
Is your husband in Puerto Rico?
No, he's here.
He's here. Did he
Yes.
get the rash there or here?
It's developed as a part of the therapy that he's taking. You know, many things change. He's
Well,
on
I'm telling you this because in
immunotherapy.
Puerto Rico, the water is a little bit different.
Mm.
And I got a
Oh.
rash when I was in high school
Oh.
in PR. And my uncle is a doctor, and he explained it to me.
Hmm.
So he gave me some ointment. And
As a result of the water
it
there.
takes time to get into the whole trend of the water.
Look at you talking healthcare.
I'm just, and again, I'm just.
Maybe it's not what you think it is, Lisa. Maybe
That's
it's from the water in
exactly
Puerto Rico.
right. Well,
I
the
gotta
light's
tell you.
working regardless of whether what the source
Perfect,
is.
Perfect,
We-
because Puerto Rico is highly fungi. There's a lot
Wow.
of fungus in Puerto Rico, so that's the way they explained it to me. And I wanted to ask you real quick,
Yes.
do you have motorized wheelchairs?
At this point, we're not licensed to sell motorized.
Yes, we're working on the
wheelchairs.
licensing.
Engine on the back of one?
You wanna go to Disney World with me?
I gotta have
We
my son
can-
rent one.
Let me just say, we can get them. We're not authorized to sell them through Medicare. So we can always get any product. It's a
Paying cash.
question. Yeah,
Correct.
It's a question of who's going to pay.
I'll be making, that's right, who's gonna pay? I'm gonna be making a phone call today. Boy, you know where I'm going with this.
Absolutely.
They wanna play this game, I'm gonna play it all
You
day
gonna go
long.
to Disney World in a motorized wheelchair?
Why not?
Big wheels on it,
Super wheels, I'm going to the beach, baby.
We're gonna get you like a horn and everything.
four-wheeling with it.
A trucker horn. Oh, I forget about that. You guys just reminded me. I'll be making a phone call at 2:01.
And
Okay.
Dana, you say people have been walking in off the streets. That's fantastic.
Yes, so yesterday we had 2 patients come in, and they requested a wheelchair for their husband, and one also requested the lift chair. You know that chair that you like, Freddie, that goes all the way up?
I got to tell you something. If anybody
Anyone
from my
rather wanna
family
put
is,
him in a wheelchair?
if you're watching this show for my birthday or for Christmas, hook 'em. I love that chair. That chair
And what
stands you
color
up.
would you
This
like
is-
it in?
Straight
Freddie?
up.
What color? Do you need the non
You want leather, right?
I don't care what
real
color.
leather?
honey. They can get me a banana yellow for all I care.
Okay.
And then I put a little drink on the side. I ain't got to worry about the knees. I just get up and keep on going.
And outside they make some with a tray, so he won't ever have to get up.
No.
If it comes with a toilet, I'm gonna lift it.
Oh my goodness.
They can build that. They can build
They can
that.
get you a side urinal in
I
your
mean,
room.
I could buy one of these, take it to every hospital or whatever, and just roll around with it, and put a sign, check me out, and I bet you make $1 million. No, everybody would want it, except nobody knows.
Yes.
There's not enough information to get this stuff. Listen,
Yeah.
if you watch somebody at Poppy's or a restaurant, and they got golf balls, tennis balls in the front of their apparatus, you know they don't know. They just don't know.
Right. They're
It-
old school.
that's
They're
right.
Old school.
And old school can cost you a lot of money.
Absolutely.
$250,000, man. I'm gonna tell you something. If somebody asked me to write a check for $250,000, you can stay home with a sandwich. That I can assure you. That I can assure you.
It's true.
I'm calling Chuck right after the show. Is he insane?
I'm telling you, you can't even make up my week.
Wow.
And I always think about if people that we know that are working within this community don't know, then we need to get the word out even more.
Yes.
To keep educating.
Yeah, but the problem here is that you have to build an army. So I got to have the ladies with me to sort of understand a simple conversation like 2 tennis balls, right? So I got to call you or FaceTime you and say, listen, I don't know who these people are. I just met them. Can you explain to them what they're doing wrong?
But think about your loved one that's in a hospital, and they're going to discharge them from this hospital to either home or a community neighborhood with assistance. They're going to need equipment.
Yes.
They're going to need things that help the transition easier into their next placement. And who does that go through? That goes through the doctor, the nurse practitioner, the social worker, whoever is coordinating their return to placement outside of the hospital needs to get in touch with both of you and say, all right, here's some options for equipment.
Yes.
We can, I hate the word drop ship. It can be delivered to your next place of residence with education on how to do it.
Yes.
If your loved one is not within driving distance, it can be sent directly to where they need it. Like if you're in New York and your mom and dad are here, it will be delivered directly to their door with instructions on how to use it. These are the people we need to get in front of, are those that are coordinating the care for the next step.
When my parents were here, I wish I knew the 3 of them. It would have changed my life. 24/7, I was watching my parents, and I didn't know what I was doing. And I'll be very honest about it. I threw a lot of money at it because I figured that would eventually I'd get it right. And I took my dad out and I bought one of those uncomfortable chairs and then embarrassed him. And I didn't do the wheelchair deal right. I didn't do that correct. There's a lot of things that I learned that I did wrong. Wrong because I didn't have the information.
Are you ladies are going into different community neighborhoods, facilities, different doctor's offices, Dana, and sharing with them what you do?
Yes, so I have been visiting a number of doctor's offices in the area, and also we have our brochure in Kings Point's newsletter every month.
Nice. Right.
That's a big facility.
And they're also airing on Comcast in Boca and Del Rey. And I know I've seen the commercial.
Yes, very exciting.
Larry was thrilled when he saw himself. Oh my gosh. He said, I was on Bloomberg. And that was one of our models, trying out the lift chair, trying out our plasma flow boots. He was a good model for a lot of our equipment.
I love it when people send us the commercials that are playing. Like they send ours, they send yours, and they send it to me. And
When
I
they're
say,
watching it on TV, they film, they screenshot
and they
it.
screenshot it. It's hilarious.
It is. It's fun. It's exciting when you see your own thing out there.
Yes, it is.
But anything you need as far as durable medical equipment, Sunshine Senior Solutions can get for you and can be delivered directly to your home or your loved one or their facility, wherever they are.
And if you don't know how to use it, they'll teach you how to use it. So don't be shy and go up there. Just go up there and visit. You're going to have a ball. Everybody that works there, they may throw you out, don't get me wrong, but everybody that works there is nice, and they'll teach you, and you'll see what they sell, and they'll explain it to you. You may have something, they may have something there for you to use that you didn't know about, like the monitor.
Yes, the diabetic monitor. So all our staff members are, they embody our motto, which is bringing the heart back to healthcare, so you'll feel right at home.
I love that tagline because it's perfect. Because what happens is people are overworked, people are stressed out. You call someone, you can't get past the front desk person, and they're not so nice. But every time you call Sunshine Senior Solutions, there's always a smile on the face. They're always willing to help. And that's how you know that's what's important.
And again, going back to Paul, it comes down to being educated, making the right choice as opposed to the wrong choice. And he can direct you to them to do whatever needs to be done in the house, or you can visit them direct. Or if you're a doctor and you're watching this, like Tenet Hospital, plenty of doctors, change up a little bit. I know that everybody has their own connection. And I ain't saying nothing that ain't real. I mean, you can scream at me all you want, but everybody has a connection. I get it. You've been with this guy for 30 years. I get it. But it doesn't mean you don't try something new. Okay? I'm so tired of hearing, I got a connection, and meanwhile, the connection's milking it dry. No, man. Save some money. Help people out a little because things are tight right now. And I'm the one saying it, not Dawn, me. So if you're going to get mad at somebody, get mad at me.
But no, you
Okay.
have to be an advocate. One of the big takeaways from the interviews that I did on Friday was be your best advocate. And if you don't like the information you're getting, even if someone's offering you the same prescription from one place to another, go to a place where you're going to get educated, where you feel comfortable, where you feel okay that you pick up that phone call and you're going to get the information on the other side. You have to be an advocate for yourself and your family members.
Okay, that says it all.
Let's take a commercial break. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, and I've seen a change in patients' attitudes just overall through COVID. I think we were all required to, because we couldn't go into our doctor's offices, we were required to take a little more personal responsibility for our health care. I think not just seniors, but other people started doing their own research. So we talked to some people maybe who have talked to 3 or 4 other people, and they're asking intelligent questions. So I think it's a step in the right direction.
You guys are fantastic. We're going to take a quick break. Contact Sunshine Senior Solutions, 561-528-1592 or sunshinesenior-solutions.com.
Yes.
Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Justin Mooney is special counsel of the Florida office of Hinman, Howard, and Cattell Attorneys. Justin's practice focuses on tax, estate planning, guardianship, probate, and trust administration. His passion is to provide clients with sophisticated estate plans which carry out their wishes, reduce any potential taxes, and preserve wealth for future generations. The attorneys of Hinman, Howard, and Cattell provide first-class legal services and have achieved a reputation for excellence for over a century, staying on the leading edge of the law. When you need representation or legal counsel, contact Justin Mooney at 561-276-1008 or jmooney@hhk.com.
Hey everyone, I'm Lady Ashley, and this is my husband, Big John.
The muscle behind the hustle.
We are the creators of this very unique party planning business, Lady Ashley Party Planning. We are known for all the details. We specialize in gorgeous balloon decor, floral displays, and handle all of your party planning needs from A to Z.
Please feel free to visit our website at ladyashleypartyplanning.com. Our email is abpartyplanning@yahoo.com, and our phone number is 561-542-2296.
Cool, calm, collected. Needing a drink to end a long day, or maybe to start your vacation right? Gubba Rum is here to let you kick back and do just that. Inspired by a technique that dates back to the 1800s, these artisanal, organic, and naturally infused rums are made from pure cane and the finest fruits, spices, and herbs the world has to offer. Gubba Silver is infused with naturally shredded coconut, and Gubba Gold is infused with real vanilla bean. Simply shake and enjoy. Visit gubbarum.com to find the nearest location to buy or enjoy. All establishments have personally reviewed and enjoyed firsthand the wicked smoothness of Gubba Rum. 35% ABV and 70 proof. Gubba Rum, it's wicked smooth.
Planning for the future should not be painful and needs to be discussed. From health, family, finances, allow qualified professionals to aid in your planning. Luhu Advisors have been serving South Florida for over 30 years. A licensed real estate broker, insurance agent, assisted living administrator, and certified senior advisor, Paul Solomon is the most qualified and well-rounded advisor for any task. Specializing in real estate, long-term care, life insurance and annuities, Social Security, government benefits, and senior housing. Luhu Advisors. Let us help you. Welcome to Sunshine Senior Solutions, a trusted medical supply company that puts patients first, offering quality home medical equipment and supplies. Sunshine Senior Solutions is here to help simplify the lives of patients, caregivers, and their families. From canes and crutches to diabetic glucose monitors, your health, safety, and comfort is our #1 priority. Call or visit our website, Sunshine Senior Solutions, bringing the heart back to healthcare.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
That's brilliant. And we're back.
I feel like we're in our living room here today, sitting on these comfy low chairs. It's kind of nice.
You have us on the low riders. You know, low rider.
The
You're in a
low rider
car.
chairs, you're comfy.
You
don't
can't see the
move.
road. The road is up here, and you're so. I always wonder how they rode those cars.
So, and you can also find your commercials now on Comcast for Sunshine Senior Solutions. Yes, have you seen it? Yes. And people are loving it, I know.
We're gonna do a call to action, so if they see your commercial, they call and we'll give away a bag of coffee.
Oh, that's
I think
nice.
that'd be cool.
Super. Very nice.
It's a good in planning.
Absolutely.
I only landed with Paul. Paul, you and me, we're old school, man.
Love it.
I like Paul, we're in commercial break. He's like, I try these things at home. You got to see what works. I was actually watching Slick on the Grammys. John Baptiste, his wife, is very ill with lymphoma. And her walker has become a piece of art because she said the only way she's going to get through this is to have some fun with it. So she has crystals and stones decorating her walker. She says she has to use it. This is survival for her. She's like 32 years old, battling lymphoma. But she's trying to make the best out of the situation. She said it's like the sunshine of her life now, and she takes the walker and she does what she's got to do with it.
You know, that could be a campaign with a walker, right? dress her up and see who has the most decorated walker out there.
Like, right,
It's good for an assisted living, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's interesting. I kind of like that idea.
Yeah, what did you say, Dana? You just sold one that was tie-dyed?
Yes, we just sold a drive walker that was tie-dye, and the lady came in, she's like, oh my God, this is so cool.
Back to your hippie days. Reliving.
You know, you got to use it. You should be happy while you're using it.
That's right, because again, the stigma is if I use this and miss me, I'm falling apart or what have
There's
you.
a lot of stigma to using adaptable equipment, right? But if it helps you with the quality of life versus falling. seems
People
like why
won't
have
even
the
put on
stigma?
slings anymore. You know, in the old day we used to wear a sling, right?
Yeah.
They don't even want to wear that anymore. So I said, why, you're going to let your arm dangle? Yeah, I don't want to do this. I want to let it dangle. And it takes longer to heal.
Exactly.
Hello.
Oh
I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm totally confused.
I know. Ladies, it's a pleasure to have you back with us.
Thanks.
Thanks for having
We
us.
have missed you. I'm glad business is going so well. It's a new business, and it's fantastic to see what's going on in business. Things are
Okay.
opening up.
Well, we're glad to come back when we get new products in, and we're always open to new products. If
Yes.
people have a need and nobody's mentioned it, give us a call.
You know what?
We'll
Bring
do
it.
the research and
Bring
we'll find it.
When you get a new product, bring it.
Okay.
And we'll do a call to action. If you saw this, you wanted a coffee or something, we got to do something healthy. An
Okay.
apple.
An apple. There you go.
Something healthy.
Contact Paul for a free consultation at Luhu Advisors. For more information, Paul, they can contact you where?
My cell is 954-540-6609, and email is paulsolomonpa@gmail.com.
And ladies, how the best way to find you all?
You can give us a call at 561-332-3898 or at 561-528-1592.
And what's the address if they want to visit you?
601 North Congress Avenue in Suite 435B.
And it's on the second floor. So you take the elevator up, you make a right, and you're right there.
Sunshine Senior Solutions. Great show, everyone.
That was fun.
Ready to wrap this up?
Ready to wrap
We
it
got
up.
a big day in store for us tonight. We've got Tap with Alana tonight at 7 o'clock. She's got a young musician, dancer, songwriter. She's not answering me. Guitarist. Coming all the way in from Orlando just for the interview.
I'm going to air guitar tonight.
And then we've got Living Life Well with Gina Bella at 7:30. You've got Ask the Experts at 5. A lot of things still coming up. And tomorrow, what do we have?
Tomorrow, you're all invited. Ladies and gentlemen, you can come tomorrow. We have the Rhythm Chicks are going to be here. It's open to the public. It's a meet and greet. I don't know what the hell it's called, but you get to meet them, and we want to welcome them to the family. They've been around for years, and they're coming on. I got to see them in concert. Three ladies that they bring it. It's a lot of fun, and we're going to have a little fun in here. I got extra chairs all over the place.
And we've got J&M Productions through the Rhythm Chicks.
That's right. Thanks
And
to
Flybird Chargrilled Chicken will be in the house bringing some snacks and light bites.
That's right. So we're going to be networking. Wow. The hell was that?
Wow.
Wow. We're going to be networking, so make sure if you come, you bring your business cards because everybody's going to be involved in this thing tomorrow. Let's have a little fun. Let's end the week on a high note. Again, you're invited. Be here 11:30. We go off from 12 to 2.
Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Don't be late.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to
and craters. Open up my eyes, waterfalls of ice, sweeping me away like an avalanche. Helpless as I fall, the words can't say it all, sweeping me away like an for a sound, waiting deep inside my maze of sweeping threads and colors, just a ray of light, bathing me in drops of ink that glaze across my body. Wish you could unfreeze my heart and